There is a moment in life that decides everything. Not when you fail, not when you lose money, not when people leave, but when you finally understand this. No one is coming. You look at your phone, silent. You look at your contacts, empty. You look at the people you once called family, friends, allies, nothing, no rescue, no backup plan, no one stepping in at the last second to save you from yourself. For most people, this moment destroys them. They call it depression. They call it bad luck. They call it unfair. They ask the universe why they were chosen to suffer alone. They wait for motivation. They wait for support. They wait for someone to believe in them. And they wait until they rot. But for the outlier, this moment is not a breakdown. It is a cutting away. This is where illusions die. This is where weakness is exposed. This is where dependency is burned out of your system. Because the truth is simple and brutal. If no one is coming, you were never meant to be carried. You were meant to stand. If you are still listening, it's because something inside you already knows this. You feel it every time you explain your vision and watch their eyes glaze over. You feel it every time you shrink your ambition so others don't feel uncomfortable. You feel it every time you wait for approval that never arrives. Enough. Stop waiting to be chosen. Stop waiting to be understood. Stop waiting for permission. The silence around you is not rejection. It is instruction. It is telling you to stop looking outward. It is forcing you to look inward. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to believe for you. Which means only one option remains. You become the one who moves. You become the one who decides. You become the one you were waiting for. From the moment you were born, they started programming you. Group work, team spirit, the power of community. You were trained to believe that connection is strength, that together is better, that independence is dangerous. School forced you into group projects. Religion told you to gather. Society told you to network. You were never taught to be powerful alone. You were taught to be acceptable together. They never said it directly. They didn't have to. It was in the structure of everything. Every system you entered was built to make you dependent. They didn't raise you to be a leader. They raised you to be manageable. Because a self-reliant human is a dangerous thing. Hard to predict. Hard to control. So, they fed you the myth. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And everyone nodded. Everyone smiled. Everyone believed. And now you sit, waiting. Waiting for the right person to call. Waiting for the investor. Waiting for the co-founder. Waiting for your big break. But that wait is poison. It is the slow death of potential. Here's the truth. You don't need a network. You need an edge. Every time you rely on someone else, you lose leverage. You hand your destiny to someone whose priority is not you. When someone supports you, they hold a piece of you. They can pull it back whenever they want. Emotional support is a leash. Financial help is a chain. Advice becomes control. And even when they mean well, they shape your path. That's not partnership. That's a soft prison. This is why you feel stuck. It's not because no one is helping. It's because you still think someone should. You burn mental fuel scanning for rescue. You dilute your vision to make it more relatable. You seek applause before the performance is even finished. That is the real reason you haven't moved. Because you haven't accepted what the 1% already knows. The 0 point. The 0 point is when everything vanishes. No money, no messages, no meetings, just silence. Most panic here. You will not. You will breathe. You will smirk. You will understand. This is freedom. If no one helped you, then no one owns you. If you build it alone, you keep all of it. If no one sees your vision, no one can distort it. This is your clean slate, not a grave. A blueprint. Let the others cry. You will build. You have a goal. A massive one. One that scares you. So, what do? You talk about it. You tweet it. You tell your friend. You tell your mom. You say, big things coming. And in that moment, you feel a little better. You get a drip of dopamine, the illusion of progress. A cheap hit of, I'm doing something, but you're not. You're leaking energy. Every word you speak about your dream is pressure lost, steam released, fire softened, and then the doubt comes. Your friend says, that sounds risky. If you see, from Specker. Your partner asks, are you sure? Someone raises an eyebrow, and the flame flickers. You don't need their support. You don't need their feedback. You don't need their blessing. You need silence. Enter the ghost protocol. Disappear. No announcements. No updates. No sharing. You go dark. Not because you're hiding, but because you're building. A ghost does not perform. A ghost does not explain. A ghost becomes pressure in human form. You take a vow of silence. You let the tension build. You let the weight press into your chest. And you do not relieve it by talking. You relieve it by doing. Most people fail not because they're lazy, but because they talk their ambition to death. You must become obsessed in isolation. You must crave the work like oxygen. You must let the hunger turn you into a machine. The world calls obsession a disorder. We call it a prerequisite. When you have zero support, obsession is not optional. It is survival. This is when your senses sharpen. This is when you hear your own voice again, not the voices of the doubters, not the fake encouragement, just the hum of clarity. The noise is gone. Only you remain. And now, finally, you can work. No one is coming to motivate you. No one is texting, did you work today? No one is checking if you ate, slept, or survived. Good. That silence is your new foundation. Now you must build from it. You must become your own parent. When the alarm rings, you are the father who says, get up. When your emotions spiral, you are the therapist who says, breathe. When you feel weak, you are the commander who says, move. There is no more external voice. There is no accountability partner. There is only you. Split yourself in two. One is the weakling, the emotional, the soft. The other is the general, the strategist, the architect. The weakling will cry. He will doubt. He will beg for rest. The architect doesn't listen. He drags the weakling through the dirt. He works in silence. He builds under pressure. Every day, this war happens inside you. And every day, the architect must win. Until one day, the weakling doesn't show up. He's gone, and only the commander remains. That is the goal. To remove the part of you that waits for instructions. To kill the version of you that needs motivation. This isn't toxic. This is necessary. Because without this split, you become a blur. Half worker, half victim. Half dreamer, half quitter. You need clarity. You need structure. You need law. You become law. Machiavelli called it flexibility of disposition. The ability to become who the moment demands. To be soft when soft wins. To be brutal when brutal is required. You must command yourself with that flexibility. Discipline without emotion. Action without applause. If you sleep in, you lose. If you skip the work, you starve. If you make excuses, nothing happens. This is not cruelty. This is strategy. You are not being hard on yourself. You are freeing yourself from dependence. No more hoping. No more asking. No more waiting. You are now your own system, your own army, your own force of nature. Build yourself like a machine, and then break the machine, and build it better. This is self-architecture. Sadness is heavy. It makes you sit down. It makes you feel sorry for yourself. You play sad music. You stare at the wall. You ask, why me? And nothing changes. Sadness is emotional gravity. It keeps you on the floor. But rage lifts you off the ground. Rage is lightning in the chest. Rage is fuel with no expiration date. Rage moves the immovable. You think sadness is honest, but it's indulgent. It keeps you soft. Anger tells the truth. Anger says, they left. Anger says, they doubted you. Prose. Anger says, they laughed. And then it says, do something about it. You were taught to repress it. Be nice, be calm, be kind. Smile when disrespected. Stay humble when ignored. Forget that. Kobe Bryant didn't wait to be insulted. He invented disrespect in his mind, just to light the fire. He didn't need enemies. He built them. You will too. Every unanswered text, every eye roll, every ghost, every "that sounds hard." That's ammunition. Don't cry. Burn it. They didn't believe in you? Perfect. Now you owe them nothing. They left you behind? Good. Now you carry no dead weight. They talked behind your back? Excellent. Now you don't need their praise. Every slight is fuel. Every betrayal is energy. Every silence is permission to go harder. You are not a victim. You are an engine. Spite is loyal. Sadness fades. Spite stays. You don't need a reason to grind. But if you want one, here it is. Prove them wrong. Make them regret. Make them invisible. Channel it. Control it. Convert it. Anger is not evil. Anger is power mismanaged. You will manage it. You will refine it. You will sharpen it like a blade. And when the time comes, you will cut through everything that once held you back. No one's calling. No one's watching. No one's cheering. Perfect. Because this is where power is built. In silence. In solitude. In the absence of applause. This is where you become undeniable. Not liked. Not followed. Not celebrated. Undeniable. You don't ask for a seat at the table. You build your own table. And when it's done, they ask if they can sit down. Denzel Washington said it best. Do the work. Don't worry about the spotlight. Be so good they can't ignore you. That's the strategy. Not charm. Not connection. Competence. Obsession with mastery. Execution without witness. Because when you're that good, support becomes irrelevant. Recognition becomes delayed. But power becomes permanent. They don't have to believe in you. You will outperform their belief. But to get there, you must stop thinking like an artist and start thinking like a dictator. Welcome to the dictator protocol. You don't need motivation. You need a system, a non-negotiable, brutal, repetitive system. Not a wish list, not a vision board, a law. Law 1, the morning negotiation. When the alarm goes off, the war begins. The week you wants to hit snooze. You win this battle, or you lose the whole day. Law 2, deep work. 4 hours, no phone, no talking, no breaks. The world moves slow, you move fast. This is where you gain years in weeks. Law 3, information diet. If your mind is your only asset, protect it. No gossip, no drama, no noise. Read philosophy, strategy, craft. Feed your mind like a weapon. Law 4, evening audit. No boss, no report. Just you, the mirror, and the question. Did I move the needle today? If not, fix it. If yes, double it. You must govern yourself. Like a tyrant rules a crumbling city, with iron, not suggestion. Because without external order, you must create internal law. No mercy, no negotiation, no softness. This isn't burnout. This is design. The schedule is your shield. The rules are your armor. The repetition is your sword. And when no one is looking, you become the most dangerous version of yourself. Not because you were inspired, but because you obeyed the system. And then it happens. The numbers go up. The results speak. The silence breaks. Suddenly, they return. The friends who were too busy. The family who didn't understand. The partner who said, "It's not realistic." They smile now. They say, "We always believed in you." They say, "We're so proud of us." And Omas, us. There was no us when you were staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., when you were bleeding self-doubt into silence, when you were fighting ghosts with no backup. Now they want to share the trophy. Now they want to be in the photo. Now they say, "we." You don't need to scream. You don't need revenge. You just don't open the gate. Let them talk. Let them spin the story. Let them rewrite the past. But you remember. You remember the empty room. You remember the ignored messages. You remember the birthdays spent working alone. And you keep the castle locked. Not out of hate, out of design. The only people who should be in the throne room are the ones who helped carry the stones. And since you carried them alone, you sit on that throne alone. You're here now, not by chance, not by luck, not by support, but by design. You walked through the silence. You endured the nights no one saw. You bled in places no one cared to look. And now, you stand, not as the survivor, but as the architect. You built it all from zero. No guidance, no praise, no permission. And because of that, no one owns you. No one can threaten you. No one can take it from you. This isn't arrogance. This is sovereignty. You don't need to shout. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to forgive. You just continue. And here is the paradox. Now that you don't need support, you are finally powerful enough to give it. Not out of pity, not to feel superior, but because you remember the cold. You see the fire in someone else's eyes. And maybe if they show the same obsession, the same silence, the same scars, you throw them a rope. One rope, not a net. Never a net. You don't save them. You test them, because you know what this path demands. And most aren't ready. You give support like a weapon, carefully, deliberately. You fix the glitch in the system that tried to bury you. And still, you don't forget. You don't forget the empty inbox. You don't forget the fake smiles. You don't forget the pain. You keep a piece of it in your chest, like a cold ember. Not to be bitter, but to stay sharp. The applause is loud now. The spotlight is hot. The hands reach out. But none of it matters. Because when the room was empty, you clapped for yourself. And that's the only sound that counts. So where does this end? It doesn't. This isn't a finish line. This is a throne room. And you, the one who built it brick by brutal brick, are the only one allowed to sit in it. Not because you were chosen, but because you chose yourself.